Yo, what's up, guys? This video is gonna be different than the rest of the videos I do on this channel, whether it's the games or it's my sports satire. But this is just gonna be me talking about free agency. You know, free agency is essentially wrapped up at this point. All you're gonna see now are small deals, such as the Kevin Minter deal to the Cardinals, 1-year deal. But the draft is 34 days away. I highly doubt anything's gonna happen. The only potential big moves anymore is the AP and Adrian Peterson and Tony Romo. See how their situations happen. And I guess the Raiders moving, as it seems like they are out. So in the background, you're going to be seeing some live event stuff. Just me grinding through some stuff, and I figured I might as well just use this as a talking point. So before I move on to my opinion of what happened in free agency, I just gotta say one thing: this Johnny Manziel interest from Sean Payton that's being thrown around recently. I'm intrigued by that because Johnny Manziel, you know, Drew Brees in New Orleans, getting old. His contract is a huge contract, cap hit, and can't help it. Johnny Manziel is relatively young, 26, I imagine, somewhere around that low 20s. For a team like the Saints, which are gonna need to retool, get a new quarterback. Why not just do this? It's tough to get franchise quarterback. You see teams like the Eagles, Rams, mortgage everything for it. And I've seen the Rams. It hasn't necessarily played out yet. So that's gonna also be interesting to see play out this offseason, as well as the draft. But I can do a video on that later. There will be a video on that later. So free agency, I'll go through the winners of free agency, and I'm gonna try to not do what like everybody else does, such as NFL.com and those people. But hello Sanchez. But speaking about Mark Sanchez, it has not been a good year for quarterbacks in this, from a talent perspective. I mean, Mike Glennon, Bears, got a big contract. It is front loaded, which means that it is not going to affect them long term. They can move on if he turns out to be a bust, and help groom a quarterback. I'd imagine perhaps a Deshaun Watson, whoever slips past the Browns or 49ers if they decide to pull the gun on it. So quarterbacks, mid-year. No splash signings. Colin Kaepernick still unsigned. There's actually a lot of veteran quarterbacks still out there. Jay Cutler is one of them. Chase Daniel. And it's really Tony Romo is gonna, whatever the Cowboys do with him is going to affect the entire market. There's some huge running backs. Again, similar to everyone else. Not a big it's not a big year for running backs either. The only major contract you really saw was the Latavius Murray signing. That didn't happen. Other than that, all you see is like Danny Woodhead going to the Ravens. It's nothing big. Again, the effect the draft has on this. Receivers. Surprisingly, I mean, last year we saw like average players such as Marvin Jones and company get relatively large size contracts. This year, on the opposite hand, you see top tier talent such as Alshon Jeffrey. Alshon Jeffrey. I guess some would put Terrell Pryor on that list, but you see players like them get 1-year prove-it deals for whatever reason, character concerns or PED suspensions. But you've seen again throughout the league, just Antonio Brown being homegrown probably shows the difference between their philosophy and teams, and I guess their success is also indicative of that draft and develop mentality. But take that as far as you want to. Okay, defense. Okay, let's go offensive line. Big contract signings in the offensive line. You see the Browns essentially really solidified their offensive line pretty well. But yeah. Sorry about the public service announcement. Let's see. The tackles have gone a lot. Brian Khalil down to Carolina. Got a decent sized contract. Couple other tackles. Again, because this draft, like the top tackle is Ryan Ramczyk or something like that. He doesn't project that well. All right, let's see. So that's the offense essentially. I believe I'm not missing anything. So, okay, to the defense. Defensive line, the only big splash signing was Calais Campbell to the Jaguars. Again, the Jaguars dominate free agency. And I'll get to the rest of the players they sign. Okay, so Calais Campbell. Other than that, there was no splash signings. Only depth signings, really. Good defense. Okay, linebackers. Linebackers, similar depth signings. Probably the biggest news out of all this was probably the Dolphins re-extending Kiko Alonso 4-year deal and signing Lawrence Timmons. Opposite that, really not much. Okay, so that's that. Corners was a decent year. You saw a couple players get paid well. Multiple Cowboy corners, such as Brandon Carey, get contracts. You've seen Stephon Gilmore go from the Bills to division rivals Patriots. It's big. Same thing they did last year with Chris Hogan. Also AJ Bouye going to the Jaguars as well. Continuing in that footstep. Again, those are all the splash signs there. If you go into the safety position now, there was a lot of turmoil there. A lot of Cowboy players have been gone. A lot of players from the Cardinals secondary are gone as well. Like Tony Jefferson. The Cowboy secondary has been essentially demolished. And it's scored a touchdown. And kickers, special teams, not much. Really, it was all extensions. The only big move that happened was Steven Hauschka going to the Bills. Don't know about that. So nothing big in that front. So we're just gonna go check the league. There's nothing big in that position. So free agency, what are my thoughts on it? It's really, if you look at it, teams I don't see any team that has regressed dramatically this offseason. I mean, the Patriots, I wasn't going to include their trades as part of free agency. I would count that in regular dealings. But my God, the Patriots, look at all that they've managed to do. They got Coney Ealy to revamp the defense, to add juice to that defensive line. They have Stephon Gilmore, as I said before. And Brandon Cooks. They're going to maximize what's left with Tom Brady. Jimmy Garoppolo, if they wish to trade him. That would be an interesting storyline that as it develops. The Jaguars, I guess, if Blake Bortles can be fixed, this Jaguars team can do a lot. It really can. It all depends on Blake Bortles, because like last year they won free agency, signing Chris Ivory, Malik Jackson. This year, more to that defensive line. Their defensive line is scary. They have Dante Fowler, Calais Campbell, Malik Jackson, and rookie this year, Ngakoue. I'm sorry, I butchered his name. I'm sorry. Just a lot of potential there. So that's probably going to be big in the development of their team. I think the Eagles have made a huge improvement. I know I'm biased being an Eagles fan, but Philadelphia person, but man, the receiving core has been revamped. That was the big issue. And in this draft, surprising to see the corners get paid this much in a draft that's considered deep in corners, but running backs, I guess the draft effect has shown off on the running backs, as in how the running backs. So many like premier names: Adrian Peterson, Jamal Charles. All right, along with this running back, talking point: Marshawn Lynch retirement to Oakland. Help Al Davis squeeze the money out of the Oakland fan base before they move. So, this is almost the end of the video, guys. I covered all positions, free agency. Comment below if you think I missed anything, or your opinions about who won free agency. But in my opinion, I said this year was not a devastating free agency. No team is extremely hobbled by it. I would say that the Cowboys are like the only team that's severely damaged in this. Every team has improved or at least stayed roughly the same. So that's this free agency, my thoughts on it. Can't wait for the draft, guys. Thanks for watching this, guys. And football season's going to be great. 2017. Let's go.